What's good, YouTube? And welcome to the Comic-Con collectible market. That's something the Yu-Gi-Oh community hasn't had to deal with too much, just the occasional playmat that would double or triple in price, but there was so much social media attention on the Rescue Rabbit plush. I gotta have it. I need it myself. I was included in that hype, but I'm not spending $500 to $600 on that. The lowest listing on eBay is $600, and you have rumors, oh my gosh, there were only 25 of these released today. There's only 75 of them total, and you see sales result, $600, no slash through on the best offer, as well as $500, but there is the best offer accepted, so we don't know how much that one went for. And commonly on Facebook, $300 to $400 seems to be the going rate, with a lot more being $400 towards the end of the convention and through the week. So my thoughts are this: we already see Yu-Gi tubers with this in hand, DZ, Cyber Knight. We also know from social media these will be released at the MCM London Comic-Con. I believe that's at the end of the month. We don't know how many will be there as well. Even if it's a similar number, Konami could continue to make this a convention exclusive after seeing the hype and make it to where you want to visit the booth, right? You want to win this Rescue Rabbit. Come play with us all day over here at a convention. They could easily do that and be releasing this for a while, or it could just be Rescue Cat next time. We don't know, and that's heavy speculation on something like this. Now, is there a plushie market where this kind of demand has been there in Yu-Gi-Oh before? A lot of people don't know, but yes, from the OCG, there was a Blue Eyes Toon plush, but it got faked, which actually really lowered its price because there's so much misinformation and people don't tell these apart as well, and it's really easy to tell them apart. But these were going for $500 to $600 as well, and over time, the hype has deflated a little bit, and it was $80 MSRP, then to ship it overseas, I think $125 total here to the US. I don't know how much customs would be or how much extra that would be over to, say, Europe, but when we're looking through here, yeah, with box, around $380 now, and I don't blame people for going for this when you see that kind of a price. Like, look at this over here. Now, it is, again, way different in quality. You have rings on the tails of the real one, where the fake ones have no rings, and the quality is just way worse, doesn't even line up in some places. But yeah, the tail will definitely tell you which one is real or not. All of the fakes are that way so far, and they haven't adapted. Again, the sales are very, very huge on these. Don't get tricked by the fake. But wrapping up my thoughts on this, you're over speculating. You don't know how many are out there right now. Yes, it's a limited collectible to a degree, but Konami could do something with that hype, or they could keep it this way. I gotta give props to Konami, by the way. The crystal cards and now this just unique, really awesome things. It feels like somebody at Konami does all these great things, and somebody else is going, short print that. It feels like two very opposing forces of really cool, awesome person doing great stuff, and then other person just kind of being a jerk. But if you want a plushie for around the 1/10 this price, code the What's Good 5 for 5% off, and to support the channel directly will work over at Tapio Cards. And I really love the embroidered wing of the Flunder Robin, and I also love, I'm a chinchilla lover. I have one that's 6 years old. They are long-term pets, pretty difficult to take care of, but once you're set up, pretty easy. You cannot get them wet, that kind of stuff. I'm digressing, but his name is Stardust. I love him very much, and this chinchilla plush will automatically be something that I will be getting for myself, along with the Melfi Rabby. I really do like what Tapio Cards is doing. These are ultra cute. They are a little bit expensive, and if you're looking for cheap Christmas gifts, they also have a ton of... They have keychains, they have tokens, they have field centers. Look through their website. Really awesome place. Again, Tapio Cards, What's Good 5 for 5% off, and to support the channel directly will work over there. Now, Darkwing Blast pre-sales are insane over on TCG Player, and I think there's some market manipulation going on here, honestly. I know that there's uninformed consumers, there's FOMO, but with all of the sales that are happening on each and every card oh so early today, I don't think it's people blindly walking up to a platform. I genuinely think that it's pre-sellers ending up buying from each other, and I do think that TCG Player should do an investigation looking through the tracking of the early orders to see if they actually bother to even ship out, or if they're just buying from themselves and taking the fees. They really need to look at their pre-sale system and how this stacks up, because it is gosh awful. When we're looking through here, you're really telling me that these should be the prices like Spellbound, exactly what I was scared of, right? People trying to get the price of a box versus other presellers doing 35 to 40. Absolutely not. This is atrocious. And the tier limit that was pre-selling at 15 to 22 up here at 70. I get that people just tried to do highway robbery on these pre-sales time and time again. I feature it all the time, but there's a point where you've got to look at your system and fix it. Look at these, the Blackwing Ultra Rares at 20. Gamer's Choice has the entire deck core at 30 for everything, and genuinely, if these are true sales, somebody's getting ripped off hard. But again, I think that somebody is buying from themselves, if I'm honest. Looking through over here at tier 0, tons of stuff sold out. They will be restocking today, and I think it is their final restock if I'm not mistaken, so do pay attention over here if you're trying to shop pre-sales, or wait until the set drops. I do think most things in the set will come down, but as usual, a couple things usually end up going week 1 versus the pre-sales. You are gambling versus the vendor's estimated value pulled, but here I don't really think there's much of a gamble versus week 1 on anything, and it's all pretty darn terrible. Stardust Dragon Starlight is going up in price, and that's because we have a new Signer Dragon Starlight, and people are looking back in the line of Starlights and going, okay, let's go ahead and complete these sets before it gets too crazy. And I mean, Ancient Fairy Dragon, will it really be a Starlight one day? That'd be pretty awesome. Power Tool Dragon, completing the line will be a bit difficult for Konami, but when I'm looking at this and people are trying to go collectible, Stardust Dragon has competition. It has a collector rare, it has a ghost rare, which most people consider the ghost rare above, and the collector rare below, and then you have the ultimate rare, which people do argue versus this. Back in the day, people did not like the ultimate rare, but modern collectibles, people's tastes change, and people do like that ulti. Then you have Black Rose Dragon, which does not have a collector rare, but is back up in price, I've noticed. While the market price seems to say, well, it hasn't changed too much, the sales speak otherwise. There were a bunch that sold around the $450, $480 mark, and it seems to have floated back over time towards this. Now, it's not a hype grab like Stardust is. There's not a ton of recent sales, but it is interesting to note. So yeah, Stardust, again, there's one low-rated seller, 0% feedback though at 505 before it's up towards the freaking 800s, which is kind of crazy. Ninja Grandmaster Hanzo Ultimate Rare is up in price. I was looking through for the first editions, and they're actually around $48, while the Unlims are near 32s, and Ninjas are here. What else can I say? I think it's mostly a rogue deck, but it does have future support coming. We'll see if they continue into that, because we've gotten a lot of surprise legacy support continuing for decks lately, like the Labyrinth looking pretty nice. You have Blackwing Simoon Super Rares actually spiking up towards where the Legendary Duel Season 2 Ultras are, which really doesn't make too much sense, but people just want to play Blackwings, and even if it's rogue for fun, complete the deck, people are reaching back, and you see the Supers now near $3 to $4, which is what the OG Ultra is near. Just get the Ultra. It's limited, you know, it's out of that old Legendary Duels. Pay $1 or $2 more. Go ahead and get your playset of the Ultra before you buy the Super. Sprite Blue is down bad in price, and I'm here for it. This was supposed to be the deck to end the meta. Tier Limits immediately came in fighting. Now the ban list has kind of shaped it, and it is around $50-ish at this point, with tons of blisters lining up there, which is pretty far under its quote-unquote market price. Starliege Seyfert Secret Rares. Now this is for Bisted Hype. I do think there's a comment, by the way, out of the Alba Strike Structure deck if you're just looking for an easy access version, but the secret rare is the highest nice rarity, and there's so many parallels to Chaos Impact versus like Darkwing Blast, except Darkwing Blast is a far better set. But people are talking about how an ultra rare might be ahead, and Seyfert was the second priciest card after Masquerena in that set, so there are kind of funny parallels there where people are saying, oh, Fenrir might be atop the set. But looking through here, first editions line up around 17, and Unlims I think are near 15 at this point, so not the biggest gap, but I would just spend a couple more bucks for first edition if you're going for secret rare anyways, or buy the common. Chaos Emperor Dragon of Armageddon secret rares are far up in price, $48 to $50, and I think this is probably for Bisted as well, but I'm not 100% sure, so let me know in the comment section down below if there's something else starting to hype this card up, but I'm pretty sure it would be in the same deck that's, you know, hyping up Seyfert at this point. Ancient Warrior's Oath has been going up consistently, but the Tri-Brigade hype has more eyes on it. This is around an $8 card without a reprint, so be aware that this is still very pricey and you only have one option for it. This has two options, Unchained Abomination. I know I talked about how Nesh and Pack had highlighted this card before. It's continued to go up in price and attention, and the Ultra's up towards 8, but so is the Secret Rare, so just grab the Secret Rare. Original's not always best, and I think the Prismatic Secret is a very nice version of the card, so if you gotta buy one, personally, I like the Secret more. Gen X Controller is way up in price. The market, the price doesn't reflect that, but I want to show a graph here in a second. Look at this. $26 is the only listing. Complete buyout mode, even sales at $17. Look at the year graph. This happens time and time and time again. This is one of the most constant cycled buyouts, and dual terminal buyouts just don't tend to hold. I know it's been a while since we've had to feature a DT card on Market Watch, but look at this. It just continues to go down and down after a buyout, and then it gets bought out. And its parallel partner, Gen X Undyne, has the same exact thing happen. Look at this. Buyout mode, down in price, and people start to pay attention. It's still around $10 to $12, so it might end up following a little bit, but yeah, let me know if there's something in the current metagame for this. Is it just past format hype? People are rediscovering their love in a past format for the combo, or is this something modern? I don't know. I haven't paid close enough attention, but I don't think people are playing this in 2022, except for, the 5 people angry at me in the comment section right now. Thanks for watching today's Market Watch. Please subscribe if you haven't already. Give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed the conversation. And let me know what you think about Darkwing Blast. This is kind of riling my gears. I'll try to take a calmer take on it later. But again, I do smell a stinker somewhere around there happening with these kinds of prices and how quick they cool off and how someone could just take the fees versus themselves. I do hope TCG Player looks into this at least.